Alrighty, folks, we are now 7-0 in our last 7 board member tier package plays on my premium page. We had North Texas +2 yesterday in the NIT, and they got the job done outright against Oklahoma State. I don't know if you watched it. I don't know if you watched that game, but Oklahoma State hit a buzzer beater, a 3-pointer as time expired, but the coach called timeout with 0.7 seconds left, negating the 3-pointer. Now, listen, if you watch the replay, I don't think he got the shot off in time anyway, but yeah, it was certainly an exciting one, and we got the job done outright. Once again, North Texas +2. It's also going to improve our record to 10-1 in our last 11 board member plays in that same package. And listen, the good news is I've got another board member pick going off here for Wednesday. That play is already posted and ready for access. And listen, if you sign up for that package, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships during that time frame, absolutely free. Going to be included with your membership. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to my free pick video here today for Wednesday, March 26th, 2025. Happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day to you. Weekend's right around the corner. We are halfway there. Happy birthday to my brother, the big 4-5. I'm going to tell you, he's getting up there. I don't know, man. The big 4-5, before you know it, be at that half-century mark. Anyway, folks, we also improve. And listen, happy birthday, bro. I know you're not watching this right now, so I'm just making myself feel good. But anyway, before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick time. Actually, I already took the timeout. We also improved to 4-0 in our last 4 college basketball tier package picks on Tuesday. 4-0 in our last 4 underdog tier package plays as well. A lot of good stuff going on right now in the premium. And listen, the good news is I got plays going off in both of those memberships I just mentioned on Wednesday as well. Those plays are also posted and ready for access right now in the post section. Now listen, if you don't need access to all of my premium selections, but maybe you're curious, maybe want to dip the toes in the water a little bit, maybe you could use like 1 premium selection a day, you may want to think about signing up for my daily best play. Costs just 6 cents a day for 30 days worth of access. That is it. 6 cents. I also have free content on my premium as well, and that includes my current overall win-loss record. I currently have over 2,255 members. We're signed up and active on my premium as of right now. You guys are the best. I thank you. Thank you, B. Thank you for being a part of the, we used to call it, the Brock Page Nation? I don't know. But anyway, let's go ahead and do what you came here to do. And that's absorb some free content. So let's go ahead and get started. Wizards, Sixers, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Philadelphia's -3.5, totals 230. Now, Philly's just 23-49 on the year, 12-22 at the Wells Fargo Center. The Sixers are also covering in just 36% of their games this year. Really getting bad numbers, I'll tell you. For as banged up and as little star power that they put on the court this year, the numbers really haven't overly adjusted a whole lot. They have a little, but listen, it doesn't matter what the number is. The Sixers just aren't covering it. And, of course, more recently, Philly's on a 5-game skid. Losers of 8 out of their last 9. And when it comes to defensive play, well, Philadelphia is dead last in defensive field goal percentage. Now, they're taking on a Washington team who's, struggled a bit themselves. I'm not going to deny that. But they did cover recently against the likes of Denver and Detroit. Now, injury-wise, Middleton, Smart, George, and Bay are banged up. Gill and Brogdon are also listed as day-to-day. Meanwhile, for Philly on the other side, Oubre, Drummond, and Maxey are hurt. Walker and Lowry are questionable as well. I think Washington can keep it close. they're probably going to win this one outright. We'll take a couple of points here. I like Washington plus 3.5. All right, next matchup, Clippers-Knicks, 7:30 Eastern tip-off. The Clippers are -2. Total is 217.5. LA's 9 games over 500 this year, winners of 8 out of their last 10. Now, New York, on the other side, they're 45-26 themselves, but they do have a losing record against the point spread, struggling a little bit this year covering the number. And in addition to their current injuries, the Knicks have certainly had their fair share of problems on defense. New York's currently in the bottom 5 in guarding the 3-ball, second to last in blocks. And they're taking on a Clipper team who covered in 7 out of their last 10 as well. They're a tough team to score points against. LA's allowing only 108 points per contest, third in the league in field goals allowed. And when it comes to rebounding the basketball, they are the second best defensive rebounding team in the game. Now, injury-wise for New York, Robinson, McBride, and Brunson are banged up for the Knicks. I like the Clippers away from home here. Give me the LA Clippers -2 at Madison Square Garden. All right, next breakdown. We're going to skip ahead to the Celtics-Suns game, 10 o'clock East. Boston's -3, totals 224. The Celtics are 53-19. Phoenix on the other side, 2 games under 500. Now, the Suns allow nearly 15 3-balls a game on D. They've been lax against the deep ball, second to last in defensive turnovers, and that is not going to play out well because they're facing a Boston club who rarely turns it over themselves, and they are drilling the most 3-balls in the entire league. Boston is drilling over 17.5 3-pointers per contest. Peyton Pritchard, he makes 41% of his long balls, 14 points a game he's averaging, mostly off the bench. I actually think he only had 1 start this year. Pretty much all that production is off the bench. And Jason Tatum, he's scoring 27 a night himself, 8 boards, 6 assists. Hauser and Tillman are questionable for Boston. Beal banged up for Phoenix. I like Boston -3. All right, we're going to sneak into some college basketball action. Only NIT for Wednesday. Short slate here. UAB-UC Irvine, 9 o'clock Eastern tip. UC Irvine's -4.5, totals 160. The Anteaters are 30-6 on the year. UAB 24-12. And as good as the Blazers have been on offense this year, they haven't really been overly reliant on the deep ball. And what I mean by that is UAB makes only 6 3-pointers per contest on average. So it's not a part of what they're trying to do. They do not rely on that long ball heavily. And on the defensive end, it's really not been great for the Blazers. UAB's had all kinds of issues on defense. They're allowing over 76 points a game. They rank 329th in field goals allowed. And they're facing a UCI team who got the W in 8 out of their last 9 themselves. They are the 3rd best free throw shooting school in the country. Ben Lecton, he makes 82% of his foul shots, 43% from 3-land. And Devin Tilla scores 13 points a game himself, 83% from the stripe. I think UC Irvine should have some success on the offensive end of the floor here. Wouldn't be surprised if they scored about 80 points in this one. I like UC Irvine -4.5. All right, we're going to jump into some NHL action here. Devils, Blackhawks, 7:30 Eastern puck drop. New Jersey's -225, totals 5.5. Jake Allen for the Devils, Spencer Knight for Chicago. And even though Knight's having a pretty solid year, the Blackhawks as a team, they did drop 7 out of their last 8. Averaged only 1.4 goals a game on offense in those losses. Really struggled offensively during that stretch. And if you're into head-to-head, if you're into historical trends, out of Chicago's last 10 gatherings with New Jersey, they scored only 27 total goals. That's just 2.7 goals per contest. So once again, if you're into historical trends, you certainly want to think about that one there. They're facing a Jersey team who got the W recently against Edmonton, Philadelphia, and Columbus twice. Now, the Devils also have a winning record on the road, playing some pretty good puck away from Newark. Jake Allen with a .912 save percentage in the net, getting good production out of him. The netminder also has a .255 goals against average. And defenseman John Kovacevic, he's a +13. Jasper Bratt with 82 points, 6th in the league in assists. I think Jersey can get the job done on both ends of the ice here. Give me the Devils -1.5. All right, skipping ahead to the Bruins-Ducks matchup, 10 o'clock East. Anaheim's -120, totals 5.5. Lucas Dostal for the Ducks, Jeremy Swayman for Boston. Now, Swayman's just 20 and 25 in the crease, goals against average of .312. He also has a sloppy save percentage in the 800s. Of course, as a team, the Bruins are currently on a 6-game skid, allowed 5 goals a game on average during that span. And out of 35 total contests away from the Garden, Boston got the W only 11 times. And they're facing an Anaheim squad who's led by Troy Terry. He's got a team best 51 points on the year. Meanwhile, in the net, Lucas Dostal, he's got a winning percentage. He's got a winning record and a save percentage of .907. We haven't been riding Dosty hard this year. Actually, we've been pretty complimentary of Lucas Dostal. Tough situation for him. The Ducks kind of stink, but he gives them a good chance to win, and I do think they get the job done in this one. I like Anaheim -120 at home. All right, folks, totals. Going back into the NBA, revisiting that Wizards-Sixers matchup, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in South Philly. The Sixers are 3.5, totals 230. Now, Sixer games went 8-2 to the over in their last 10. Overs against the likes of the Hawks, Spurs, and Thunder. Once again, Philadelphia, they're dead last in defensive field goal percentage. Second to last in guarding the deep ball, really suffering on defense. Meanwhile, 5 out of Washington's last 7 got over the total themselves. Overs against the likes of New York, Orlando, and Utah. I like the over 230. All right, next matchup, Lakers-Pacers should be a good one. 7:30 Eastern tip-off. Indiana's -1, totals 235.5. Now, the Pacers saw overs recently against Dallas and Milwaukee. Indy's currently in the top 3 in the league in shooting from the field. Pascal Siakam averages over 20.5 points a game, 52% from the field. And Tyrese Halliburton makes nearly 40% of his long balls, 18.5 points per contest. They're facing a Laker team who saw overs in 7 out of their last 9. Overs against Orlando, Chicago, and Denver. LA's currently in the top 10 in shooting from the field, 4th in free throws made. Luka Doncic averages 27 points a game with the Lakers, 8 boards, 7 assists. And Austin Reeves scores over 19.5 points a game himself, 87% from the stripe. And be on the lookout because it does look like LeBron James could possibly be returning here on Wednesday. So keep an eye out for him. I like the over 235.5. Next matchup, Toronto taking on Brooklyn, 7:30 East. The Nets are -2 at home, totals 215. Now, Brooklyn with unders in 3 out of their last 4, 60% to the under in their last 10. The Nets are averaging only 105 points a game this year, dead last in field goals made. Now, Toronto on the other side, they're having their fair share of difficulties on offense. More specifically with the deep ball, Toronto makes just 11.5 3 balls a game. That's second worst in the NBA. They're also shooting just 75% from the foul line. That's also second worst in the league. Now, Toronto games went 7-3 to the under in their last 10. Unders against the Wizards, Spurs, and Suns. I like the under 215. All right, next contest. Where is it? There it is. Clippers, Knicks, 7:30 p.m. East. The Clippers are -2. Totals 217.5. Now, the Clippers allow only 108 points per contest on defense, third in the league in steals. 3 out of LA's last 5 also stayed under the line. We're looking at unders against the likes of OKC, Charlotte, and Atlanta. Meanwhile, Knicks games went 7-3 to the under in their last 10. They're the third best defensive rebounding team in the game. Now, they also do a nice job, staying out of foul trouble for the most part. They're fourth in fewest free throws allowed per game. Give me the under 217.5. All right, next matchup should be a good one. Bucks Nuggets, 9 o'clock East. Denver's -4, totals 226. Denver with overs in their last 4 straight, 7-2 to the over in their last 9. The Nuggets are currently first in the league in field goal percentage, first in assists per game as well. Jamal Murray scores over 21.5 points a night, 40% from outside the arc. And Michael Porter Jr., he's drilling nearly 40% of his long balls, 18 points a game for him. And they're facing a Milwaukee team who saw overs recently with Indiana and Orlando. When it comes to the deep ball, the Bucks are in the top 5 in offensive three-point percentage. Doing a great job shooting from outside the perimeter. Gary Trent Jr. shooting 42% from beyond the arc, double-digit points a game. And Kyle Kuzma scoring 14 points a night with the Bucks, 6 rebounds, couple assists. I like the over 226. All right, next one. Celtics Suns, 10 o'clock East. Boston -3, total 224. Celtic games went 6-3 to the under in their last 9. Unders against Sacramento, Utah, and Brooklyn. Boston gives up only 107 points a game, second in the association in defensive field goal percentage. They're going to contest all your shots. Meanwhile, the Suns on the other side, they allowed just 107 points a game in their last 7 outings themselves. Unders in 6 out of their last 9 as well. I like the under 224. All right, next contest. College basketball, NIT, Kent State, Loyola, Chicago. 7 o'clock Eastern tip. Loyola is -4.5, totals 144 and a hook. The Ramblers saw unders in 3 out of their last 5. Unders against VCU, St. Louis, and UMass. They're allowing only 68 points a game on defense, holding opposing shooters to just 41% from the field. And they're facing a Kent State team who plays some tough defense themselves. They're giving up just 68 points a game themselves. Top 30 in fewest field goals allowed. When it comes to the total, the Golden Flashes saw unders in 5 out of their last 7. Unders against the likes of St. Bonaventure, Miami, Ohio, and Western Michigan. I like the under 144.5. Next game, UAB, UC Irvine, 9 o'clock East. UCI is 4.5, totals 160. And for the number being this big on the total, UCI allows only 66 points a game on defense, limiting opposing teams to just 39% shooting from the field. Of course, their contest went 6-3 to the under in their last 9. Unders against the likes of Jacksonville State, Northern Colorado, and UC San Diego. Meanwhile, UAB saw unders in their last 4 straight themselves, 6-3 to the under in their last 9. Of course, on the defensive end, the Blazers are averaging a handful of blocks per game. I like the under 160. All right, NHL totals, Devils, Blackhawks, 7:30 Eastern puck drop. Once again, jerseys -225, totals 5.5. Now, the Devils saw overs in 4 out of their last 7. Overs against Vancouver, Calgary, and Pittsburgh. Jasper Bratt, once again, has 82 points, and that's thanks to 62 big assists. And Nico Hischier, he's got a team-best 30 goals on the year. They're facing a Chicago team who saw overs in 6 out of their last 10 themselves. 26-9 to the over on their own ice this year. Lots of goals being scored in the United Center. I like the over 5.5. Next matchup, Canucks Islanders, 7:30 p.m. East. New York's -1.25, totals 5.5. Ilya Sorokin in the net for New York. Kevin Lankinen for Vancouver. Now, Vancouver had overs in their last 4 straight, 7-3 to the over in their last 10. Quinn Hughes with 52 assists on the year, team leader in points. Meanwhile, Brock Boeser and Jacob DeBrusk, they've got 46 goals between the both of them. And they're facing an Islanders team who saw overs in 4 out of their last 6 at home. 60% to the over in their last 10 at any location. And out of all their contests in their own barn this year, the Isles went 60% to the over in all of those home games. Anders Lee has 26 goals. He's a +16 when he's on a shift. And Bo Horvat, he's the club leader in points. I like the over 5.5 goals. Next contest, Bruins Ducks, 10 o'clock East. Anaheim's $1.20, totals 5.5. Anaheim saw 3 out of their last 4 games get over the number. Overs against Carolina, Dallas, and St. Louis. Frank Vetrano leads the roster in goals. Troy Terry with the most points. Meanwhile, Boston went 4-2 to the over in their last 6. Overs against LA, Tampa Bay, and Ottawa. David Pastrnak, 7th in the league in goals, 8th in points. And Elias Lindholm, he's got 37 points himself. I like the over 5.5. And with that, folks, we're going to jump into our next and final breakdown for the video. Stars, Oilers, 10 o'clock East. Dallas is $1.45, total 6. Jake Ottinger for the Stars. Stu Skinner for Edmonton. And both goaltenders, good stuff with both of them. Skinner's 24-17, 287 goals against average. And Edmonton defenseman Evan Bouchard, he's a +16 when he's on the ice. Now, as a unit, 4 out of Edmonton's last 7 contests stayed under the number. Unders against the likes of the Rangers, Islanders, and Devils. All unders in the Metro. And they're facing a Dallas squad who saw unders in their last 3 straight, 5-2 to the under in their last 7. Jake Ottinger's 33-15 in the crease, goals against average of .249. And defenseman Asa Lindell's 5th in the league in plus-minus. Good stuff happening when he's on a shift. I like the under 6 goals. And with that, folks, we are going to jump into our quick pick recap. I like the Wizards +3.5, Clippers -2. I'm 7-0. My last 7 board member tier package plays on my premium page. Give me Boston -3, getting the job done at Phoenix. College basketball, UC Irvine -4.5. NHL, Devils -1.5. Ducks -$1.20. NBA totals over 230. Washington, Philadelphia. Over 235.5. Lakers, Pacers. Under 215. Raptors, Nets. Under 217.5, Clippers, Knicks. Over 226, Bucks, Nuggets. Under 224, Celtics, Suns. College basketball totals under 144.5, Kent State, Loyola, Chicago. Under 160, UAB-UCI Irvine. NHL totals over 5.5, Devils, Blackhawks. Over 5.5, Canucks, Isles. Over 5.5, Bruins, Ducks. Under 6, Stars, Oilers. And with that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium page. And just a friendly final reminder, if you do end up getting a membership here today on my premium site, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships during that time frame, absolutely free. You're going to be included with your membership. That's why I always tell folks that Gold Club package, it's a full access, all-inclusive membership. Gives you access to every single premium selection line, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. But most importantly, folks, got to thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. I know it's a little bit different format, trying to extend the video as much as I can, doing the sides and the totals in different sections. So especially with a short slate. So hopefully you don't mind. But anyway, folks, happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium page.